Are we witnessing the quiet beginnings of a new U.S. military entanglement in Central America, or is this just another case of geopolitical communication breaking down? There is a lot of smoke coming out of Guatemala right now, and when it comes to the involvement of the U.S. military on foreign soil, smoke usually means there is a fire burning somewhere underneath. Before we continue, if you want to stay on top of everything happening in U.S. politics, hit that subscribe button right now and leave a like. It really helps this channel grow and allows us to keep digging into these stories that the mainstream media often overlooks. Here is the situation as it stands today. Guatemalan President Bernardo Arévalo stepped in front of the press this Thursday to address a swirling narrative that has dominated the headlines in both Guatemala City and Washington. The rumor was simple but explosive, that Guatemala had agreed to allow the United States military to conduct joint anti-drug trafficking strikes directly on Guatemalan soil. For many, this sounded like the next logical step in the ongoing regional battle against cartels. But President Arévalo wasn't having it. He stood his ground and officially denied the existence of any formal agreement that would permit U.S. military personnel to carry out combat-style strikes within his borders. However, the story doesn't end with a no. Arévalo confirmed that there is, in fact, an ongoing collaboration to intensify his country's fight against drug trafficking. He pointed out that while there is no signed deal for kinetic U.S. military action, there has been a formal request from the American side. He framed this request as something that falls within existing frameworks, leaving the door slightly ajar. So, if there is no strike deal, what exactly is the nature of this request? And why does the president feel the need to clarify it so aggressively now? This is where the analysis gets critical. In the realm of U.S. foreign policy, the distinction between advising and conducting strikes is often a gray area that expands over time. We have seen this pattern before in various parts of the globe: requests for help start as training missions, intelligence sharing, or logistics support. But when you are dealing with the volatility of the drug trade, those boundaries are easily tested. If the U.S. is pushing for a more robust role in Guatemala, it signals a major shift in the White House's strategy for Central America. It suggests that the administration has lost faith in local forces' ability to stem the tide of narcotics flowing north toward the U.S. border on their own. This puts President Arévalo in an incredibly difficult position. He faces pressure from Washington to show results in the drug war, yet he must maintain his domestic legitimacy. If he is seen as a puppet for American military interests, he risks losing the support of his own people who are fiercely protective of Guatemalan sovereignty. Furthermore, this development affects the broader regional security picture. Mexico, neighbors to the north, and other Central American countries are watching closely. If the U.S. establishes a precedent of direct interventionist capabilities in Guatemala, it changes the power dynamic for every other nation in the region. Are we entering an era where the drug war becomes an overt military operation again? There is also the question of political optics for the current administration in Washington. Heading into an election cycle, the narrative of cracking down on cartels is powerful. But if that crackdown involves putting the U.S. military in the crosshairs of cartels in a foreign country, the risks political, diplomatic, and physical could be catastrophic. We are talking about a fragile regional balance that could be shattered by one wrong move or one misinterpreted radio transmission in the jungle. So, what do you think about this? Do you believe the president of Guatemala is being fully transparent, or is this just a way to soften the blow of a deal that is already effectively in motion? Is the U.S. government overstepping, or is this the level of force required to actually make a dent in the drug trade? Drop your opinion in the comments below. I read every single one. As this story continues to evolve, we are going to be tracking every move. Don't let the mainstream narrative be the only voice you hear. Keep watching, stay informed, and most importantly, stay skeptical. We will be here to hold the line on the truth. Thanks for watching.